Hi, I'm Tom, and this is Adult Game Reviews. This week I played Warlord, which was just released to Steam in February. Warlord is available on PC, Mac, Android, and Linux. It's also a completed game. It's becoming harder and harder to find completed titles that aren't complete trash. No seasons, no development hell, or update 17.6 Part 3, Part 2, just a completed title. So when I find a game that is complete, I like to try to pivot to it and review it if I can. So if you want more completed titles reviewed, please like and subscribe down below. This is going to be a little bit of a shorter review than I usually do. I've been getting over being sick, so I just wanted to get something out, and hopefully this is helpful, even if it's not as in-depth as I like to go. Alright, moving on. Warlord is beautiful. Kind of. I will get into all that, but let's talk about the premise. Warlord is a historical fantasy game where the Empire, similar to the Roman Empire, is rampaging and pillaging across the land. No one is safe, and you are no exception. A group of soldiers burn your farm, kill your mother, and leave you for dead. Your sisters are looking for any possible way to save you. In doing so, you are changed forever. You set out on a mission of vengeance against the people responsible for killing your mother and hurting so many others.
And I will have my vengeance, in this life or the next.
I love the premise. The writing was good, even though it was a bit linear. There's approximately one side event for your sisters and each of your companions, which you get about 4. But the story is mostly about you on your quest for vengeance. You begin with building your power, learning to fight, and so on. This is a choose-your-own-adventure novel where you making the wrong choice can kill you. It's relatively easy to figure out which are the correct choices, but still enjoyable. I died a couple of times because I wanted to see what would happen, and it was actually pretty entertaining. So please take a moment and check out my Patreon. I've started streaming more weekly on the Adult Game Reviews Discord, which you can access through my Patreon or at the link at the bottom. Even if you can't make the streams, I post the old streams to Patreon so you can check out a number of games, not visual novels, that I can't put on YouTube. A couple of weeks ago, I checked out Shady Lewd Kart, which is an adult version of Mario Kart. Streams, weekly Steam release lists, Discord access, and just a chill community for $5. Everything I make from YouTube is put back into the channel to keep improving things. So thank you for even considering it. Moving on to the renders. The renders are a mixed bag. The backgrounds are really pretty. They set the atmosphere, pretty well. Character models remind me of Myst, if you've seen that. But the animations are pretty terrible. They get slightly better as time goes on, but are still probably the weakest part of the entire VN. They can be so bad that it made many of the lewd scenes inadvertently funny.
You're cold and logical and heartless and emotionless.
There is music and minor sound effects, but nothing groundbreaking. My main issue outside of the animations was just how many interactions were using the same renders. For instance, one whole paragraph could be using the same background with minor changes in character positioning on the screen. So Warlord is relatively basic with their linear story. It took me about 6 hours to get all the endings, but it's only $6.99, and I did feel like what I got was worth the cost. There are so many development games that charge $10 to $15 for one chapter, whereas we got a full game for $7 and 6 hours of game time. Warlord is a play for me, just for a few reasons. It's a completed title that, while flawed, is good enough to warrant the $7 price tag. I think this is a good first step for the developer Deep Glugs. If I was putting this on my tier list, I would give it a C or C+. That might not sound great, but there are quite a few AVNs that I've rated at a C and still enjoy. Let me know down below if you've played Warlord or are thinking about it. If you do, let me know what you think. If you haven't seen my review of Summer Heat, you can check that out right here. Thanks again. Until next time.